In this video, I'm going to tell you how you as a practitioner or coach are going to get your very first 10 clients enrolled into your online coaching program. So if you are just getting started online, this mini training is absolutely for you. I have worked with thousands of professionals, practitioners, coaches in the alternative health space, in the life coaching space from over 30 countries. And getting their first 10 clients seems to be the hurdle that most people struggle with the most, especially when you are just getting started online and nobody knows who you are yet and you don't have an audience yet. And it's mostly because you are brand spanking new to everything and you're learning as you are executing and you're up leveling your mindset at the very same time. So my job is to simplify it all for you so that you can focus on the few things that work so that you can get your very first 10 clients enrolled into your coaching program. Ready? Let's dive in. Well, hello there. And if you are new to this channel, I am Lori Kennedy, the founder of the Wellness Business Hub, and we work with practitioners and coaches who are complete online newbies. They are just getting started online. Maybe you've been in clinical practice for a while. Maybe you have a corporate job outside of what you want to be doing in the health and coaching space. And so if that is for you, this channel is going to help you. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and you click that bell thingy so that you don't miss out on any of the trainings and videos that I post. So in this video, I'm going to make an assumption that you already know what an online coaching program is and you are interested in having one. Maybe you already have one and you're wondering how you're going to go about getting clients. You're wondering how it all works and how the people that you see online, your peers and your colleagues, like, what are they doing to get clients? How are they getting them? So if you haven't watched my video that I did a while ago called How to Transform Your One-on-One, One-to-One Practice into a Group Coaching Program, you can start there for context if you want a deeper dive into how to take the knowledge that's in your brain, how to take what you've been doing on a one-to-one basis with clients or patients in your practice and turn it into a coaching program. So it'll be linked below in the description for you. This training, this mini training, is dedicated to giving you the simple steps that work to get your first 10 clients into your online coaching program. Because if we can even get one client into the online coaching program, then we know that the offer is validated. We know that the mechanisms that you have put into place work, and it's just about optimizing them from there. So the question that I get over and over again, which is a very valid question, is, Lori, how do I get clients when nobody knows who I am, when nobody knows what I do, when I don't really have any experience working with people in this way? How do I get clients? So I thought it would be helpful to walk you through the model that we use inside of Zero to Clients, which is my 6-month personalized business coaching program where my team and I co-create your online business with you and install the exact model that I'm going to go through with you in this video. So it's called the Ongoing Enrollment Method. And the reason that we call it the Ongoing Enrollment Method is because we want to enroll clients into your online signature coaching program every single month. It's ongoing, meaning that you are not only enrolling clients during a launch period 3 times a year or 2 times a year. We're doing it every single month. It's an on-demand process. And so there are 5 simple steps that we implement into the practitioners and coaches coaches, businesses that we work with. And before I share my screen and walk you through the ongoing enrollment method, if you don't have this framework already, that's okay. Almost all, I'm going to say all practitioners and coaches that I chat with that are just getting started online, that don't really have a background in the online space, don't have this. They don't even know that they need it. They're throwing spaghetti at the wall. Maybe they're running another model and it's not working. So I would pay attention to your strategy. And if you're like,
I don't even have a strategy,
then that is sort of a clue, right? That things are going to be much harder for you than they need to be because you don't have a model to follow, because you don't have a proven strategy that you can install that you feel confident is going to work for you. So that's sort of a clue that things are probably going to take longer and feel much harder than they need to be. And one of the things that happens for these practitioners and coaches who spend, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years guessing, is that it chips away at their self-esteem and it chips away at their self-worth and it chips away at their confidence and the belief that they can actually do this. Of course they can. It's just that they've been missing this critical component that those of us who have staying power, those of us who have been online, those of us who are getting clients, we've installed almost at the very beginning because we didn't want to play the throw the spaghetti at the wall game. We didn't want to, hope and pray that this will work out without having a strategy in place. So the professionals that come to work with us inside of Zero to Clients, start off using the hope and pray method, and we very quickly get them out of that and we install the ongoing enrollment method because we know that it works. And so I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to walk you through the 5 simple steps that make up the ongoing enrollment method. And then we're going to get a little nerdier and we're going to talk about the size of the audience that you need in order to get your first 10 clients. I'm going to break down the exact numbers, so make sure that you keep watching because that is very critical to your ability to get clients as well. So I'm not here to blow smoke up your bum. I am a no BS kind of mentor, and I've been doing this for over 15 years, if you can believe it or not. I've worked with over 1,500 professionals to help them establish themselves online. And the reason that so many practitioners and coaches don't even get to the 10 client mark is because A, they aren't following an online business model. They're doing what they were taught to do in their professional educational course, but transferring that online doesn't work. And B, they don't have the staying power or patience after the first 6 to 8 months. And they're like, this isn't working. I'm getting 1 client or 2 clients. This isn't working. And then they give up. And so let me go ahead and share my screen and I'm going to walk you through the ongoing enrollment method. And then we're going to talk about the audience size because as I said before, they're both critical to your success. All right, so here we have the ongoing enrollment method and you will see that it is 5 simple steps. Now, I will say that there is nuance to this because I do not want to make it seem like, oh, it's just la-di-da, because there is a lot of skill set that goes into optimizing each step. But it's important for you to know what the method is so that you can decide if this model is the right model for you to enroll clients into your coaching program. Because we are no longer using the hope and pray method. We are no longer throwing spaghetti at the wall. You are a professional and professionals use models, right? We use frameworks to achieve the results that we want to achieve. So let's dive in and let's go through this. Step number 1 is audience on autopilot. And so there's a debate, what's better, organic or paid ads? And here's the truth of it. Organic works afterwards. it's a very slow moving way to grow your audience. And when I say grow your audience, I specifically am referring to your email list and secondarily your social media following. We want to get you to the 1,000 subscriber mark as quickly as possible. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. But that's goal number one. And so we want to use paid ads specifically on the Meta platform, on Facebook and Instagram, so that we can target your ideal client and attract them into your world and build that email list on autopilot 24/7 so that you can build your audience as quickly as possible. And I will say that it is important to know your ideal client and the persistent, painful problem that you solve so that your ads target the right people and bring them into your world. So that is step number one. Audience on autopilot. You want to make sure that your email list is growing every single day, whether you are walking the dog, whether you are sleeping, whether you are recording a video for YouTube. At this very moment, people are subscribing to my email list because I have audience on autopilot. So that is step number one. And we cannot skip this step because without a growing audience, you have no prospects to convert, right? You have no one to invite into transformation. You have no one to pay attention to you. And then all of a sudden you're like, all of this hard work that I did creating my online coaching program is for nothing because nobody's buying. So audience on autopilot, step number one. You need an automated way to grow your email list, especially if you are just starting and you don't have all the time in the world to create organic content. Organic comes in afterwards for more of your meaningful message. So this is step number two. Now you have people on your email list and they're following you on Instagram and they're following you on Facebook, and maybe they've joined your Facebook group. And so now we have to meaningfully connect with them. This is where you start to use organic social media content to get them to know who you are. They don't know who you are. They just clicked on an ad. You're a complete stranger. They're a complete stranger. So we need to use meaningful messaging, as in your content, to get them to know who you are, to get them to like you. Right? Do they vibe with you? Do you vibe with them? That's the whole point of having an ideal client, is so that you can attract people that you would even want to hang out with. I love my clients and I would want to spend time with them. I love when we can get together in real life because we're very similar. And so we have to make sure that people know who you are, that people like you. Otherwise, if they don't like you, they're not going to want to work with you. And most importantly, that they trust you. So we have to use meaningful messaging through email, through social media, to get them to know you and like you and trust you and engage with you so that they start to believe and have hope that you are someone that can solve their persistent, painful problem. And so when we have meaningful messaging, they want to know more about you. They want to follow you. They want to consume your content. You're resonating with them. You're providing value. And that takes them to the next stage, which is to educate and empower through a webinar. So in Zero to Clients, we really focus on creating this high value asset, this one asset that you are going to use over and over and over again, that it is optimized. And you know that when you run this webinar, you are going to educate and empower people to move them to that next phase. And so having this asset that you can multi-purpose, that you can run live, you can run it on replay, you can run it on demand, you use it in so many different ways, but it is this one singular asset that serves to educate your audience and empower them that they can actually get results, that they don't have to live in pain, that there is a solution out there. And through this webinar, you are then inviting them into the next stage, which is to question and qualify. And so this is what we will call an enrollment call. Some might call it a discovery call. We call it an enrollment call. And so the goal of the enrollment call is to question the person on the call to make sure that they are a right fit and that you want to work with them. You have to qualify them. Not everybody is going to be a right fit. Not everybody is at the readiness level where they are ready to go from a contemplative state and a preparatory state into action, right? So we want to make sure that the people that are in this enrollment call with you, that we question and listen so that we can qualify them, and then we can coach them through the conversion process. We can coach them through the decision-making process, because this enrollment call really does serve two purposes. One, to qualify. Two, to convert. And so we're coaching them. It's the first opportunity that you really have on a one-to-one basis to coach this person to make a decision that is in their best interest. And to be honest, sometimes if you are really there for them and their best interest, sometimes it's going to be to refer them, because not everybody, like I said, is a good fit to work with you. And so when you have these 5 steps, audience on autopilot, meaningful messaging, educate and empower, question and qualify, and coach to convert, when you have these 5 steps in place, as long as that audience on autopilot is working, you are growing your email list and your audience. You are getting them to know, like, and trust you. You are raising their level of readiness through educating them and empowering them. And you are moving them into an enrollment call where you are first qualifying them to make sure that they are in fact a good fit. And then you are coaching them to make this decision, which may or may not be to work with you. And so when you have these 5 steps installed, each step stays static, and then we just work on optimizing each one. And so you're not bouncing around from, idea to idea and, strategy to strategy. And one day you're doing this and one day you're doing that, because we want to remain consistent and we want to optimize what we are consistently working on. So now that you have a better understanding of what the ongoing enrollment method is and how you can install this into your business, let's talk about audience size. This is something that I don't hear many business coaches in the alternative health and coaching space talk about. And I want to bring it up here because I do feel like it's the elephant in the room. I feel like there are a lot of unrealistic expectations that new to the online space practitioners and coaches have, because what they're seeing is they're seeing other people with this 6-figure, multi-6-figure or 7-figure success. And no one's really talking about the metrics that got them there and the volume that got them there. And so I want to talk about audience size because this is so often overlooked. And I want to set correct expectations from the start, because your audience size is a critical piece to you getting those first 10 clients. And so only a percentage of your audience will ever work with you. Doesn't matter how good you are. Not everybody who is on your email list or not everybody who registers for your webinar is going to work with you. And that percentage is 1 to 4%. And that might seem really low, but that's what it is, right? And so if that's what it is, and the average percentage for alternative health and coaches to convert their audience is about 2 to 3%, right? So the goal is to convert your audience at 2 to 3%. So let's look at it from a business perspective. If you have an email list of 100 people, you're brand spanking new, you got your first 100 subscribers, yay, go you, right? 1 to 4%. What does that actually mean? That means 1 to 4 clients, right? Out of those 100 people. That might not seem like a lot to you. You're like, 1 client, I'm working so hard for 1 client, right? Okay, yes, and it's frustrating. And there's variables to this. Can you convert higher? Yes, but we have to master your messaging, right? We have to optimize your webinar, right? All of these things have to be optimized, especially when you're first starting, right? And so now let's say you have 1,000 people on your email list and you convert between 1 and 4%. At 1%, that's your first 10 clients. That's your first 10 clients. So if your email list is sitting at 100 people, is it possible for you to get 10 clients out of that? Yes, but it's unlikely, right? That means you'd be converting at 10%. When your brand spanking new, that's more challenging to do because you don't have your messaging nailed. You're not confident. Showing up online isn't neutralized in your body yet, right? And so if we work off of, okay, I'm going to aim to convert 2% of my audience, right? And we take the ongoing enrollment method and we optimize each step until that's happening. When that happens, when you're converting 2% of your audience, you can then reinvest back more into ads. And that is how we scale. So this is how it all works. We need the ongoing enrollment method, and we need to put focus on growing your audience on autopilot at the very beginning and focus on converting 1 to 4% of that audience. So if this was helpful for you, I would love for you to leave a comment below. Tell me what your struggle is. Is it that you haven't even figured out your niche yet? It's that you tried ads and they haven't worked. It's that you wouldn't even know how to put a webinar together. Tell me the one thing that you're struggling with below, and I will give you some feedback. We also have a ton of resources that I would be more than happy to share with you. So I hope this mini training was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.